Okay, now this is the video I was supposed to be trying to make. Hey YouTube, it's me Kristianna. Welcome back to my channel. Welcome back to whenindoubtpink. Hello. Okay, so we're gonna do a little bit of makeup. We're gonna do a little bit of chatting. This is my entertainment media faves for the last little bit. If you missed it, I decided for a little while I want to just kind of break down my end of month's thoughts and faves videos into just smaller bites. I think it's actually 3 categories. I said 4 before, but I think it's actually split up into like 3 videos instead of 1. We'll keep going until I kind of just don't want to. But here we are. So we'll do a little mental health check-in. We'll talk about music. We'll talk about book. We will talk about TV shows and movies. Actually, I don't know if we're going to talk about movies, but we are going to talk about some TV shows and some challenges and goals. Sound good? Good. Okay. So back to the top. So mental health check-in. Mentally, I am feeling pretty good. Sorry, pause. Okay, so you guys just saw me, or actually at this point, in the last video, you would have seen me unbox a mystery box of palettes, and I enjoyed them all. I'm so excited. And so I'm gonna go with this one palette. It's called it's from the brand Lorella. I've never heard of them, but the name of this palette is called Totally Tubular. Totally Tubular. Okay, and it looks like this. Super beautiful, gorgeous actually. And we're gonna actually go with some of these cooler colors in here, like cool toned colors. Okay, so look, right, I've been noticing that the girls, first of all, the brands have been making a lot of cool tone palettes, right? And the girls have been actually trying them a lot more, especially like some of the black girls, and I've seen some really pretty looks come out recently, and I don't know, so that's like inspiring me to actually work. I love blue eyeshadow. I wear blue eyeshadow all the time. I don't usually wear like baby blue though, and there's a baby blue palette, there's a baby blue eyeshadow in this palette, 1, and 2, why not? So we're gonna do that. Okay, so hold on, I'm just trying to get a feel of what colors are also in here. Okay, so we'll do a little bit of like this midnight blue over here, and then we'll have this blue here be like the main event, I think. But there's also a blue up here that's really pretty. There's actually a world where I could do all 3 and have the baby blue be like in the middle there, like in the tear duct. I think we'll do that. That's the plan. Okay. Okay, so mental health check-in. I'm doing pretty good. I think I've been saying to you guys for a while that I have been like a medicated queen for almost 2 years now, for depression and anxiety, you know what I mean? And these are really serious things and really real things to me, so we're not really gonna joke about that. But I had a checkup recently, and I was just kind of saying to my doctor that like my sleep situation has not really been eating. Okay, I sleep, but it's like I'm not really that asleep, if that makes sense. It feels like, you know, why don't you guys come closer? Come closer. Come. There we go. I think that's good. Okay, so I've been saying that like my like sleep situation is like subpar. And that kind of causes me to be grumpy all day long. This is gorgeous. First of all, hello, pretty. I'm so happy this palette, like these palettes, all of them are so gorgeous and super pigmented. So she helped me figure out something else that could like also help me with sleeping. And your girl has been feeling so rested. Like this is the cheat code to life right now. Like I'm not gonna get all into like exactly what I be on, you know, but I'm sleeping well, and it's actually affecting my mental health positively, if that makes sense. Like, if you're not getting enough sleep, you're gonna be cranky, you know, and I be cranky. Now the issue is trying to get up. I've been restarting my body clock all week, so that I can wake up at a decent time tomorrow when I go back to work, because I've been on vacation the last couple weeks. But I'm looking forward to going back to work too. I'm really excited about going back to work, and just getting back to things. I love what I do, so it's easy to feel that way. So gorgeous. I should have said I had put a little setting powder on my brow bone up here. There is like a little color that I could also put in the brow bone, but I don't think I will. I don't know yet, because I kind of like that it has like the blues leaving like just a little shadow up here in a way that's really gorgeous. How was your Thanksgiving? As a part of my mental health check-in, I'll say that my Thanksgiving went really well. It was nice to just like spend time with my family, of course. We also just kind of like sat down and had some heart-to-hearts. I think I've said a million kabillion times before that my family is just very dysfunctional, but a lot of families are dysfunctional. But we like had some heart-to-hearts on Thanksgiving, and I was nervous about it, you know what I mean, because I was told in advance that we'd be doing that. And so, you know, being the Capricorn I am, I came prepared with pen, paper, and some notes already pre-written, because ain't nobody getting to jump on me. Toxic. But yeah, I was prepared. I mean, some people were irritated that I was so prepared, but I'm just like, what did you expect? I'm not gonna come here like wide open for you to get me. But just having some stuff kind of aired out, private stuff of course, but like having some things just really aired out amongst the family actually has been, and it's only been a couple days, right? But just being able to sit on certain things that were discussed, being able to even just be able to address certain things, getting stuff off my chest, I feel really good. Alrighty, this is just eating so much. Oh, love. I'm gonna clean this brush off. And I have a couple of new leads on finding a therapist. I was talking about this before with you guys, especially with the fascism coming down the pipe in the next couple of months, right? I think for me to be able to continue to stand strong and fight and do what I gotta do, I need to go back to therapy. But the question is like, who am I going to? Because I've had some trouble in the past with therapists, you know, and I have a couple leads on some therapists that I'm gonna check out this week coming, so I'll keep you updated. Music. Let's talk about music. Okay, so your girl rediscovered Dru Hill. Okay. Not that I ever forgot about Dru Hill. They're definitely like on my like R&B playlist and stuff like that. But me and my cousin was talking about, we were talking, and the way that our relationship is, sometimes we'll just start singing stuff in the middle of what we're talking about. And there was a song that we were singing, and I was telling her, you know, you can't even go listen to it on Spotify. I forgot what song it is now, but there's a song from Dru Hill that is from the Soul Food soundtrack that is not available on streaming services. And then she didn't believe me, and so while I was trying to prove to her that that's a thing, I found this Dru Hill like greatest hits playlist that somebody made and been listening to it ever since. There's songs on there I've never heard before. It's a mix of like Dru Hill and Cisco by himself or whatever. And also, speaking of Cisco, right, remember and we're gonna talk about this in a second too, Tyler the Creator, Cornucopia, we're gonna talk about that in a second. But there's a line in one of his songs where he's like, F pronouns, I'm that nigga and that bitch. I felt like he ate with that. And normally, you know, that could be misinterpreted, but he's just saying like he's everything, right? And I was like, yo, like Cisco Cisco is the original nigga and that bitch, like that. Period. just his own person, you know what I mean? I don't know if he's gotten his flowers really as deserved. But anyway, been listening to Dru Hill, and they also have their own version of Love Train. I think that's, is that Earth, Wind and Fire that sing the original? Don't judge me, I'm young. Anyway, Love Train, right? I think Bruno Mars also did a cover, maybe. But Dru Hill, Love Train, go listen to it. They ate that song up. Delicious, delicious. Never heard of a crumb. So good. I've also been revisiting Tokyo Police Club, a little indie music for ya. Oh, okay, so this Baby Blue, first of all, it's reminding me of like Frozen, the movie Frozen, but it's called Magnolias. Ooh, wait a minute, it was a little bit more pigmented than it. Yeah, so now it's everywhere. Now it's everywhere. But also I didn't put my foundation on for this very reason. Ooh. Ah. Okay, and then I'm probably gonna just go back with this outside blue and put it down here. But I really like the tear duct situation right now. I'm feeling very like Elsa in this moment. So it is the end of the year. And Spotify at the end of every year always does their little like roundups. They haven't done it yet. They haven't released them yet. However, they have been offering for people to re-listen to their 2023 favorite songs of the year and 2022 favorite songs. It's like the list. And so I've been listening to the songs from last year and I was like, oh my god, it's crazy how just like in one year you can forget songs that like you are literally playing every day. Like every day, some of these songs, sometimes twice or 3 times a day, you know what I mean? And it's like crazy to just like forget all about them just because like a new wave of music has come in, but totally did. So I'll have that kind of on the screen for you. Okay, now back to the Tyler album. Tyler the Creator, I know a lot of people don't like him, and I think that's really fair for a lot of different reasons, but I am a little bit of a Tyler apologist. A little bit of a Tyler apologist. Love Tyler the Creator, I just do. Okay, chromacopia, I'm saying it all wrong. I was like, this sounds funny. Chromacopia is the name of the album, and I feel like me and my cousin were talking about this, is like a lot of artists every couple of years they have to put out their like therapeutic album, you know? And so like for Tyler, the last one probably was like Igor, where it's like, it's good music, it's decent music or whatever, but it's not their usual 1-2 that we're expecting when we say, oh, Tyler's coming out with an album, you know what I mean? However, I felt like this one was very like listenable, if that makes sense. Sometimes, you know, different artists, especially when they are artsy, I feel like they can get a little bit too out there, you know what I mean? And I didn't feel like that with this album. He was talking about some very serious stuff. I guess he has a kid now. I'm not sure. It was unclear to me if they got rid of the kid by the end of the song or no. But it sounds like he might be a father now. I think a lot of people thought that he was primarily dating men, but that sounds like that's not what's happening always, which, I mean, again, it's not really our business, right? But it is interesting. Okay, I like that. I like that a lot. Okay, I'm gonna clean this up with my foundation and stuff, and then figure out if there's something that needs to be added or what. I just don't know in this moment, but I really love where we're at though. Gorgeous. But yeah, he was talking about just like a lot of really, you could tell he's coming into his manhood, like him really being a grown-ass man, in a way that I thought was pretty cool. I mean, the last album too though, Call Me If You Get Lost, there were things in there where it felt like he was kind of reining in some of the foolish stuff that men say these days. Which is really interesting, right? Because Tyler has always been kind of like a weird kid, awkward black boy. And I do feel like if somebody's gonna check some of the like weird stuff that's out there, it should be somebody who's like you, like who can check you better than somebody who's just like you. Hello. It was good. I have listened to it like 1.5 times. I probably will finish listening to it one more time, just so I can figure out if there are songs that I do want on a playlist, that's what's hard for me, is like that first listen through, I just couldn't tell if there were songs that I really wanted to keep listening to. Again, good music, but it didn't seem like it was intended to be like the bops. They bop, but this was definitely like a therapeutic album. Now GNX is not that at all. GNX by Kendrick Lamar, also listened. I have a lot of mixed feelings about it. I think generally it's really good. I think there's some bops on there. The songs he did with SZA are beautiful. I'm really curious as to how it works though, with the fact that like both Kendrick and Drake are very friendly with SZA. They're both friendly with her. And she collaborates and works with both of them seemingly without issue, even though like they talk shit about each other. Like I don't really know how that works, but I am curious about it. My favorite song on the album is Luther though. So good, and I used that on an Instagram and TikTok video. I don't think I used it here though. Getting music for YouTube shorts is actually very hard because they have all these restrictions. And then the last album that I had listened to, it was really short, it's more like an EP from Ashaniko. I don't know how to pronounce her name for real, but she kind of makes this like screamo kind of hip-hop music. It's an acquired taste. I'm not actually making a recommendation. She's definitely like just very acquired. Yeah, but I'm also just like the girly that when I was younger I listened to a lot of screamo music. And there's something about her music that just reminds me of my youth in that way. But yeah, she had like a Halloween themed kind of album, which is why there aren't a bunch of tracks on it, but I enjoyed it actually. I really enjoyed it. Definitely some car bops in there. You know what's so funny? Remember a couple vlogs back, not even a couple, it was like a while ago. You actually probably wouldn't even remember this. I don't know why I started this like that. Anyway, a while back I was at the hair store and I had bought a bunch of makeup just to play with and try out or whatever. When I tell you, as soon as this is over, and probably before then, right, when this foundation, and I use a couple other different foundations, but this one is from Kiss New York. It's called a Natural Finish Liquid Foundation. When this shit is done with, I'm going back to the store to get more. Don't sleep on the Kiss cosmetics at the hair store, period. Very, very good. Okay, so now I think I'm going to use my curve case. So also, besides the palettes, I got this curve case made by Mitchell, and I'm going to put it to work to do my the rest of my base here. I think I'm just going to use this blush brush. Let's talk about books. So if you'll remember, a couple vlogs back I was saying that I was reading, actually no, I lied to you, that I was listening to Fledgling by Octavia Butler. Octavia Butler is a Black woman writer, and I had heard that her books are really good. My one friend suggested that I listen to Fledgling because it had vampire themes in it, and so I was like really open to doing that because vampires, hello. And I listened to it. It's about a vampire that like has amnesia, and then come to find out that she is a lot older than she looks. She is like 58 years old in a 10-year-old's body. This is not any of the like juicy plot stuff. Like this part is actually on the back of the book, on the back of the actual book. So that's not like a thing, or like it's like in the description. But see, the thing they didn't put on the back of the description is that because she is a woman, okay, she be trying to do womanly things, okay, even though she's like in a 10-year-old's body. That's disturbing, and I have thoughts and questions about it. I listened to the whole book, but it was very hard to, like, you know, sometimes you gotta suspend your personal beliefs or your whatever, what you know is right and wrong, to just enjoy something. You know what I mean? I think that's how I felt back when we were all watching You on Netflix, right? He was like a stalker and he was stalking the hell out that white girl, and we all had to kind of like look past it a little bit to enjoy the story. Yeah, I couldn't do it with this. I couldn't do it. That's weird that y'all banging around with this little girl. I don't care how long she's been on the earth. It was getting weird. It was getting real weird. I'm just using the pink that's in here. Doing a little what they call that, the cold look. Doing a little bit of the cold look. I am also listening to the Law Roach book right now, How to Be a Style Architect. I actually haven't been listening to it the last couple days though. I'm just finding it hard to stay in, if that makes sense, just because it feels like he is constantly being like, in this book we're going to talk about this, or like, that is why this book will be da 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 da. I don't explain it, but like, instead of just getting to the meat and potatoes, it's like we're mad into the book now and he's still kind of introducing what the book will be, you know, which is really hard. I'm gonna use this palette I got from Eva, I don't know, Eva Expressions. I don't know, black owned business though. I got this a while ago, but again forgot about it because it was sitting at the desk in here. That's why I'm really excited too about coming back into my bedroom to do my makeup, because I have all this makeup just sitting in here, but I'm like out there, you know what I mean? And then I'm just like not using my stuff the way I could. Not my camera shutting off on me. Do you know who you're shutting off on? Okay, we're back. Okay, so I was just looking at what I was saying last, and I was just talking about being happy to be back in my room, one, but also I was saying that I don't know if I'm going to go back to the Law Roach book, because there's a part of me that really wants to, right? Because I see him on Instagram and he's so cool, you know what I mean? And it's really I don't know, it's just really cool seeing this person and their journey, and the fact that they have like a book out talking about how they got to this point makes you want to jump in and read it. And I'm like, okay, so maybe I should go get the book, buy the book. Maybe it's the audiobook. I don't know, that's what's actually throwing me off about it. I feel like I should use like silver highlight this time around, but first I need to do some under eye stuff because I didn't even do none of that. I kind of want like a super, actually I want a super bright, I want a bright under eye, because that's fun. We gonna really go for it, period. Okay, what else do I have here? I want to move on. Okay, so bell hooks. So if you missed it, like a week or so ago, I was watching some YouTubers talk about how they read really fast. This one girl had a technique that I was really curious about trying, and so I went to my bookshelf and I just like, pulled a random book and started to try to use her technique. And I was looking this up because I think it's really curious how quickly booktubers finish their books and like jump into the next book. Like how the heck are you reading 25 books in 3 days? How? And actually retaining the information enough to give a review. You know what I mean? So I'm just very curious about that. But I was like trying to try this girl's technique, and I picked up this Bell Hooks book, and I opened it up to a random page, and the random page was pretty darn good, and I just like got stuck actually reading it. And so then I ended up bumping a book that I was already reading so that I could get into this book. And so it's called Communion, like I said, Bell Hooks, and it's talking about just like a woman's journey in the search for love, but it's like not like how to get a man, catch a man, or nothing like that. It's just talking about how as women we go through a lot of hoops in the patriarchy that we all live in, trying to be loved. And it is kind of speaking more to Black women, because Bell Hooks is a Black woman, you know, so that kind of makes sense to me. So I've been reading that, and I've already been just like milling around with a lot of the information that is in the book, and then I like got on Facebook, and I'm like in a lot of groups on Facebook, just lots of like women, Black women, life in your 30s, Philly, like I'm in a lot of Facebook groups. And I saw in one of the groups, this girl was saying, like, why are y'all so okay with being alone? And a lot of the women responded back, one, like, where's this coming from? You're weird. But also two, a lot of the women were straight up and honest and were like, yeah, it's more peaceful this way. I can sleep at night knowing that ain't nobody out there running around on me. You know what I mean? All kinds of just like very funny responses, but also very serious responses or whatever. And I just found that to be really interesting, that like so many women at this time seem to be like sitting in the same place as far as like love and dating is concerned. All right, a lot of the women are just like fed up. Fed up, big fed up. I don't know if I'm like fed up. I feel like I have a lot of capacity right now for romance. It's just not happening for whatever reason. I was just saying this to my cousin, and she was like, I'm gonna try to my cousin, she was like, I'm gonna try to what she say, sugarcoat this for you a little bit. Basically what she's saying is that the kind of guys that I like don't like me because I'm not like the aesthetic that they're looking for, you know what I mean? And I've heard this before, like, because I'm like kind of an awkward Black girl, quirky Black girl, you know what I mean? And a lot of the Black guys like want a certain kind of girl with a certain kind of aesthetic, and I'm just like not that. And you know, whatever. I've heard this already. I've heard this song already. I'm gonna put some powder on this too, because now I got my super bright under eye like I want it, but putting a little bit of powder will keep it that way. But also like, okay, so I'm sorry, I'm getting distracted. I did not blend that first before I put it on my face. So yeah, this, I felt like it was super relevant because I am reading this book or whatever about like how Bell Hooks, who also like in this book, she's very much speaking to Gen X women. Some of the things make it obvious, like this is, you know, because it's an older book, first of all. It's an older book, but she's speaking to Gen X women. And it's very interesting because Gen X women, I guess, were like the first wave of really just not giving a fuck no more. And also realizing that no matter what you do, no matter what type of feminism you have, whatever your politic is, no matter the politic of your really progressive partner, like whatever they got going on, there's still gonna be moments where patriarchy prevails, and you got to decide what you want to do about that, if anything. And she's kind of like talking about the repercussions of if you decide to fight against it, what that looks like, or if you decide to live with it, what that looks like. And it's just very interesting, just generally of like how she's interpreted what it is like to exist with men. I don't know, it's just a very interesting read, and I'm almost finished. I'm gonna give it to my cousin when I'm done, but if you were you know, interested in Bell Hooks and you haven't read this one, I think it's worth a go. Like I said, you have to give some grains of salt because it was written a while ago, but also some of the things that she wrote are still relevant, and I hate that. Like, you ever see those videos of Black people back in the day? Like, I don't know where the hell people are getting these videos from, but they're like these old videos where it seems like maybe a psychologist or something went in and talked to the Black community or whatever, and like the things that the men are saying at that time are really interesting. The stuff that the women are saying at that time in the 80s, like the 70s, the 80s. And it's always really startling to see because our folks, Black folks, have been dealing with a lot of the same issues for like decades now. And we just haven't found a breakthrough even amongst each other, you know. It's very interesting. I think I've decided what lippy I want to wear. Okay, so I've been using the heck out of this Maybelline Superstay lippy. It's in the shade Koi, right? But it's pretty to me. It's pretty to me. I think I want a lip liner though. Let me think about that. Where did I put all my stuff? I think my lip liner is in, okay, here we go. It's a bunch of different lip liners in this drawer, but something gonna work. Something gonna shake. I kind of want something a little dark. Oh, let's use this one. Okay, so I'm gonna use this one color from ColourPop called BFF3. I'm gonna use that. So TV shows and movies, like I was saying before, I don't think I've been watching any movies, so I didn't write anything. But I have been watching TV shows. I've been watching the Vampire Diaries. Still love the Vampire Diaries, and I really just wanna finish it. I was watching the show when I was in high school, and at some point I quit watching it because I got too stressed from the plot line. My anxiety. I've been dealing with anxiety my entire life. I'm just now grown and can do something about it. Yeah, so watching that, and I also been watching The Real Housewives of New York. If any of you are watching The Real Housewives of New York, oh, not my pencil going everywhere. If any of you are, oh, well damn, look at that. The whole thing fell out. Oh, and then I shook it and then more came down. Oh, okay, we gotta do a technique. Okay. Okay, so I've been watching The Real Housewives of New York. If any of you are watching it, let me know. I only have one more episode to watch at the time that I'm filming this. So I'm like caught up. And I will say that I have thoughts about Brynn, and I'm only gonna talk about this for like a second because I feel like the majority of people are probably not watching this. So Brynn, I be forgetting that she's half black, because she moves like a white woman, and that's no shade, right? Some of the best people in my life are white women, all right? However, even they know how they can get down sometimes, all right? And Brynn, I feel like she is setting Uba up to look a certain way on TV, and I don't like it at all. She just keeps saying things that she knows will trigger Uba, and Uba just be falling into it every single time. I'm just like, girl, can you let some things go? Because now, like, she knows when she can just turn you on, and so she can look a certain way, and I'm just not feeling it. Like, I'm really not feeling that. Uba could probably stand to learn to use a little bit more tact when she's communicating. However, there's something weird happening. I think they really trying to set her up to look a certain kind of way, and I'm just over it because we see this on every single show. It's either when all the women are black, then it's like, okay, the dark skinned one, we'll go after her. Now this is a situation where Uba's the only black woman, or Brynn is also there too. But like, y'all, I see what's going on and I don't like it. I see what's going on and I don't like it. But also I just feel like somebody need to get with Brynn for real. Because the way that she run her mouth is actually so dangerous to me. It's so dangerous to me. Literally, like, you say one little thing, and if it's spicy, like, and she feels like, ooh, like this is some hot shit, like, she's telling it immediately. She's running to go tell it. And the way that is just so dangerous, you know what I mean? I'm just like, oh, she gonna mess around. She gonna mess around and she gonna end up finding out, okay? I really wanna find a little silver. Which one of these palettes got a little silver in it? A little silver. Actually, I think one of the new ones had a silver in it. What's this? Ooh, this one does. That's a little bit more than I signed up for though. It's like, there's like a really like glittery one. That is not exactly what I meant at all. That's a little bit too much. Whole look ruined. Okay, all right, fine. Ooh, but what happens if I put it right here though? Ooh, that's pretty. Okay, let's put it over here. I don't know if you can see that. The silver in there is gorgeous. I'm gonna take some pictures so you can really see. But even the way it feels to the touch is like butter. These are the most buttery shadows I've used in a long time. Oh man. Oh, I'm in love. Ugh, get me out of here. Get me out of here. So gorgeous. I need to find me a flat silver color though, because I'm mostly a gold highlighter girl. Oh, here we go. All right, in my old Morphe palette, I found a silver. Oh no, got it on my lip, got it on my lip. Pretty. Let me brush my eyebrow a little bit. Okay. I feel like my lips need to be a little bit more pink though. You know what? I'm gonna take some of the eyeshadow, this pink eyeshadow in here, and yeah, before it fully dries down. I love it. I love it. She's cute. Okay. All right, so back to my list here. Okay, so I just talked about the Real Housewives of New York. I've also just been watching a lot of YouTube. I kind of do that sometimes when I'm trying to get motivated to get on my Zoom, and I have been. I'm really trying to get back into being really consistent on the platform, and sometimes like watching other people just be on YouTube helps me to get in that mindset, if that makes sense. And also I've been really just enjoying myself, some of these podcasts. Like I've been listening to the Justice podcast with Tashira from Politics and Fashion. Love that, especially because her and her friend Margot are both lawyers, and they're both just like really smart and intelligent women and have like a really good sense of what the heck is going on in the government. I've been really tapping in with them a lot, especially like, you know, as things move forward and the closer we get to January, inauguration time, I foresee that I will keep tapping in with them. I've also been listening to Emotionally Online with Maddie Dragsback. Love her content, love all of her content. She's just a really cool girl to me, and I love the podcast. Actually, she actually inspired me to make a little, like, you know, like some TV shows have like a little montage thing that happens when they want to show time passing. She has one of those in her podcast that has inspired me to make one for my vlog. And so I'm actually going to do that when I'm done talking to y'all. Start recording for that. I'm going to find me something cute to wear, and record some clippies to maybe experiment with that. I've never done anything like that before, but I really like her podcast. Smoky Glow is back. I've been slowly but surely getting back into Smoky Glow. The topics I think are a little bit, I don't know, like I feel like the whole internet stopped talking about some of these people, some of these like old school influencers and stuff, beauty gurus, but I just really missed like Hannah. So I've just been watching whatever she puts out and hoping that helps her stay, encouraged to stick around, right? Because she's one of the best to ever do it on the platform. And it was real sad that she just like, you know, kind of had what happens to all of us sometimes. And she got really sad and couldn't show up anymore. But she's back now, so I'm really excited about that. I also watched Amanda Mariana do a video on the beauty aesthetics of Republican women. I thought that was very interesting, and it's worth a watch. Go look at it. Yeah, she was pointing out a lot of stuff I didn't realize. So those are my favorites. Now just really quickly, I'll talk about my challenges and goals, right? I have been working on reviving my blog, whenindoubtpink.com. More recently, there's just been a lot of things I've been thinking about and wanting to write. I've been just in the urge to write, and I have been, but then I realized I didn't have anywhere to put it. So I turned my blog back on, and I've been working on that, and it's been really challenging to, like, I just want to write, you know, and to have to damn near rebuild my website because it looks so crazy and out of date. And like then Squarespace and Google, like Google sold my domain to Squarespace because I guess they were getting in trouble for having a monopoly or whatever. That's not my problem, bro. That's not my problem, bro. Y'all should have asked me who I wanted to host my website. So now my shit is owned by Squarespace. Annoying. Anyway, but it's a WordPress website though, and I've just been, you know, getting like there's a new blog post up right now, but I'm just like feeling a little bit embarrassed about like aesthetically how things look, but you can go check it out. I think it looks better on the phone than it does on the computer for sure, but I've just been wanting to write some stuff, you know. But moving forward on the blog and even in this space, I'm going to be talking a lot more about beauty and how I interact with beauty as a Black woman in this world. So it's gonna get deep, I think, deeper on the blog, just in case you're interested. You can sign up for the email list that I have too. Oh, that was kind of it. I was just saying that I have like 3 or 4 drafts of other stuff for the blog written out, but just making the time, and like I said, I'm feeling kind of self-conscious about how the website actually looks, but again, I just want to write. And so I'm doing that. Okay, I thought about doing a Substack, but I really like the convenience of having my own website, so I'm doing that instead. And like I said, if you're interested, you can like sign up for the email list, and then you'll be able to get them sent to your email. Yeah, anyway, so yeah, that's all my favorites, my entertainment media faves right now. Open forum, let me know what you think about any of the things we talked about, discussed. If you have any questions or you're interested in more about the blog, definitely let me know. I think we're going to do some vlogs around the blog too, and this is my face actually too, period. Trying to show up this month, especially since it's like vlogmas time. Yeah, so I'm trying to, you know, get my little content together, especially on Instagram. Follow me and hit that subscribe button. All right. All right, bye.